Welcome back to LMX. Today we're tackling a question that has long stirred debate in South African politics. Has internal factionalism and a dysfunctional organizational culture led to the demise of the ANC? Think about it. Leaders like Thabo Mbeki did not want Jacob Zuma to succeed him, and Zuma, in turn, did not want Cyril Ramaphosa to take over. Instead of a smooth, unified transition guided by a consistent ANC mandate, we've seen bitter infighting, fragmented processes, and what some describe as anarchy inside the party. Before we dive deeper, please subscribe to LMX and hit that notification bell so you never miss our in-depth analyses. The ANC was born as a liberation movement, a united front against apartheid inspired by the Freedom Charter's call for a non-racial democratic society. Its early culture was steeped in sacrifice, unity, and clear guiding principles. However, once the ANC moved from struggle to governing after 1994, the landscape changed. The party had to transition from a broad-based liberation movement to a political organization responsible for delivering on its mandate. But did it manage to carry forward that unifying culture? Or did internal rivalries and dysfunctional processes begin to erode the ANC from within? Let's start with leadership battles. Thabo Mbeki, a technocrat and intellectual, was determined to chart his own vision. When it came time to choose a successor at the ANC's 52nd National Conference in 2007, Mbeki's camp resisted Jacob Zuma, a populist with a very different approach. Later, once Zuma had taken power, he did not want Cyril Ramaphosa, known for his moderate, business-friendly stance, to succeed him. These internal clashes aren't just personal, they reflect deep ideological divides and competing visions within the party. Instead of a smooth transfer of power driven solely by delivering the ANC mandate, we see these leaders battling for personal and factional interests, a trend that has sown disunity within the party. One major problem is the gap between the ANC's formal rules and its everyday practices. Despite having a constitution that emphasizes internal democracy, transparency, and accountability, internal documents and research have repeatedly shown that these principles are not consistently enforced. Policies like the controversial step-aside rule are applied selectively, deepening factional divides. Instead of uniting around a clear mandate, many ANC members prioritize loyalty to their faction, often at the expense of national interests. The internal leadership selection is marred by patronage and politicking, rather than merit or a commitment to the ANC's founding ideals. These dysfunctions lead to a culture where personal ambition and internal power struggles overshadow the party's core mandate. Rather than selecting leaders solely based on their ability to deliver effective ANC policy, the process is often skewed by factional interests. The fallout from this dysfunctional culture is clear. Repeated scandals and infighting have eroded public trust, as evidenced by the ANC's declining vote share in recent elections. When internal conflicts take center stage, the focus shifts away from delivering on the ANC mandate, improving service delivery, promoting economic growth, and ensuring social justice. Splinter groups and new political parties have emerged as disaffected members leave, further fragmenting what was once a unifying force. The expectation is simple. Whoever becomes ANC president should be committed to delivering the ANC's mandate, regardless of personal identity or faction. Yet internal discord and poor processes have made that almost secondary to winning power. So has this internal anarchy signaled the demise of the ANC? While the party still remains the largest political force in South Africa, its inability to consistently uphold a shared culture and effective processes has weakened its capacity to govern. Its loss of an outright majority in recent elections forced it into coalition arrangements, an acknowledgement that its internal fractures now have tangible political consequences. The answer isn't black and white. The ANC's legacy and its historical role remain powerful. However, without a renewed internal culture that prioritizes the ANC mandate over personal and factional interests, its future effectiveness is in serious jeopardy. Many believe that the ANC must undergo profound internal reforms. These reforms should aim to strengthen internal democracy, ensure that leadership elections are fair, transparent, and based on merit rather than factional loyalties, enforce consistent policies, apply rules like the step-aside rule uniformly to build trust and accountability, recenter on the ANC mandate, shift the focus back to delivering on the foundational goals of social justice, economic transformation, and national unity, renew organizational culture, rebuild a culture that genuinely reflects the ANC's historical ideals, a culture of unity, service, and ethical leadership. If the ANC can address these critical issues, it might reclaim the trust of the people and restore its ability to govern effectively. If not, we could be witnessing the gradual fragmentation of a party that once united a nation. In conclusion, the internal power struggles between leaders like Mbeki, Zuma, and Ramaphosa, combined with a dysfunctional culture and flawed processes, have seriously undermined the ANC's capacity to deliver on its mandate. While its historical legacy remains impressive, the lack of consistent guiding principles and effective internal mechanisms poses a major threat to its future. What do you think? Has the ANC already met its demise, or is there still hope for reform and renewal? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this analysis, please subscribe to LMX, like this video, and share your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.